of the facts you must have known about the UK's human rights is that it does not discriminate against anyone in this country. However, the UK's law is also a system that does not respect any titles, positions, anyone in authority. Hence, you have done something that requires the law to come after you. The rule of law here meant equal punishment or treatment to anyone who breaches the law. Hence, the person is an adult above 18 years of age. The law does not care whose act is God. However, the case on how the UK's tribunal has ruled that the 44-year-old Pastor Tobi Adegboyega should be deported to Nigeria is something that is all over the internet. It is not new. Sadly, the UK's rule of law does not understand that most Nigerian men of God do not believe that a man of God should be living below average or should be living poorly. No, most Nigerian men of God, especially the popular ones, are known to be, living this ostentatious lifestyle, very extravagant, flamboyant lifestyle, very loudly. And this is the life of Pastor Tobi Adegboyega. Although Pastor Tobi outrightly forgot that he is living in a society where every step he takes is constantly being monitored, either by CCTV or by the ombudsman around. So here are 30 things you should learn about Pastor Tobi Adegboyega. 1. He was born on November 11th, 1980. Secondly, he is a Nigerian pastor. 3. He is the founder of the Proclaimers Anointed Church, a Pentecostal church formerly based in London, England. 4. Pastor Tobi moved to London from Lagos, Nigeria in 2005. 5. Pastor Tobi initially entered the UK on a visitor's visa, which he overstayed. 6. His subsequent applications for legal residency were denied. Despite his claims of political motivation behind the investigations, the court ruled that the decision to deport him was proportionate and lawful. 7. Pastor Tobi is a cousin to the Star Wars actor John Boyega. 8. On arrival to London, Pastor Tobi shared a room with his cousin, actor John Boyega. 9. While he was sharing a room with his cousin in London, Pastor Tobi once worked as a kitchen porter in London. 10. Pastor Tobi was actually born in Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. He attended Ogun State University. 11. Pastor Tobi started his former church, the SPAC Nation, in 2008 with only 3 members. 12. His church, the SPAC Nation, was based in Croydon, in South London. 13. The amazing thing about Pastor Tobi's way of service was that as a pastor, he would encourage criminals to drop their weapons on the altar during church service, and they would gladly do that. This fascinating act of him received both praise and criticism from the public. On May 20, 2020, Pastor Tobi reportedly stepped down as the lead pastor of the SPAC Nation, and he handed over to Samuel Akohi. Apologies if I pronounced that name wrongly. 15. This is the reason Pastor Tobi Adegboyega has been trendy all over the social media lately. Recently, the BBC paranormal investigation accused Pastor Tobi and other leaders of his church of financially exploiting members of his church. 17. The BBC Panorama interviewed members of Pastor Tobi's church. They made accusations of the church and suggested that Pastor Tobi should be held accountable. This is why it's all over the social media. 18. The British investigators, they usually go by evidence. And when you say something, they believe you by that which you have spoken. Now, they released a video showing where Pastor Tobi was advising members to at least donate £1,000 to the church monthly. In Pastor Tobi's words, he claimed that it's no big deal for his church to be making £1,000 monthly. Now, these people, they believe in what he said, Probably they found that as an act of instigating or trying to manipulate members to be giving out such money. Whatever expressions you make here or whatever you say in this country to anyone is taken very serious, words for words. They don't joke about your utterances. This is why we should always guide it. He probably was joking, or one of those sayings on the altar that our pastors would say, but everything is on record. So they presented that video showing him what he said to his members, and by claiming that it's no big deal for his church to be making at least £1,000 monthly. 19. A member of the church called Nino claimed that he was asked for £20,000 by Pastor Tobi Adegboyega, who claimed that he needed the money from him for an investment. When the church members were interviewed, they denied these allegations. However, Pastor Toby also refused being interviewed or questioned about these claims by Nino. Number 20, in January 2020, his church was accused of financial exploitations and fraud by the Croydon North MP, Steve Reid. 21, still according to the BBC Panorama, many other allegations of financial misappropriation, sexual abuse, domestic abuse, fraud have also been raised against the SPAC Nation, that is his church, and also against some of the pastors of his church. Number 22, just in 2019, 3 years ago, the SPAC Nation was accused of pressurizing the youth to sell their blood for money. That is, blood donation for money. 23. Pastor Tobi Adegboyega lives in a 2.5 million mansion in Surrey. Anyway, you don't expect him to live in a detached house or block of flats. As a celebrity pastor he is. 24. In June 2022, Pastor Toby's church, the SPAC Nation, was ordered to shut down for good by the British government after failing to properly account for more than £1.87 million for outgoings and operating with lack of transparency. 25. In order for Pastor Toby to defend his lavish lifestyle in court, he claimed that his wife, who earns £100,000 annually, has been the one sponsoring his ostentatious lifestyle. What an interesting claim by a hard-working Nigerian man that is always proud. I know my Nigerian men, hey, they never like being here, rather there. Let alone having a woman sponsoring your lavish lifestyle. 26. In further attempts to prove himself, Pastor Toby stated in the law court that his major reason of flaunting his wealth and living ostentatiously was to encourage young people who are the major members of his church to understand that there are legitimate means of making money. Surprise, isn't it? Because he also claimed that his wife was behind his lavish lifestyle. Now, I wonder how he made this money. He claimed that he wanted to make the young people understand that they could. Or was he trying to encourage young people to also, depend on their wives? I mean, the young men in the church. How about the young women in the church? Honestly, that claim did not add up. It did not balance the equation properly. 27. It might also interest you to learn that Pastor Toby is a first-class law degree holder from a university in Nigeria. He claimed in the court that he sacrificed his legal career in order to help people who could not help themselves. How sad. 28. Pastor Toby made it clear that he has never taken any penny from the church, the SPAC Nation, that all his possessions, all his designers, everything that he has been lavishing or displaying on social media have been paid for. Every penny he lavished, according to him, has been paid for by his wife, Mary. Nigerian men, I hope you guys will not be praying for a woman like Mary. Please, not all of us are like Mary. Now, I want to pamper a man, especially a man of God, to the extent of not living like Jesus. We don't want that. We're not ready for that. Mary must have been sent from heaven. Bless her. In fact, she honestly has a big, kind heart. May God reward her abundantly. Yes, for sacrificing all her money for the husband, the man she truly loved. 29. Our dearest Pastor Tobi Adegboyega is happily married with his wife, his lovely wife. Yes, such a woman does not exist in anywhere on this planet, to be honest. He's a lucky man, so he currently lives in their mansion in London with their children. However, despite the ruling by a tribunal in the UK to deport Pastor Toby back to Nigeria, our motherland, most of his fans back home were really excited to receive him back home. But funny enough, Pastor Toby had this to say to all of us. I'm right here at home, no cause for alarm. Naturally, I would dismiss things that have to do with retrogression. Every Nigerian should be proud of me living in the UK, a city that is well known for pulling people down. I have survived all sorts. So the matter that they are propagating is the smallest matter. He went on to say, no panic, I love London City. It is my city and nobody can do anything. Of all the people of color here, pastors and leaders have survived everything. And here I am at home. Nobody should panic for me. I succeeded well in this country despite all challenges, and I'm in the league of the people you look up to. I have survived that well. Nothing has changed. Nothing will change. Interesting lines. Anyway, this is it. For those of you who do not fancy reading a whole lot of, garbage or stories on social media, these are just the summary of all the shenanigans, all the rumors that have been going on, flying up and down about this, our vibrant young Pastor Tobi Adegboyega. Wish him all the best in this battle. Fingers crossed he prays his way out, yes, and regain his stay back in the UK. Alright guys, this is it for this content. Like my video, subscribe to my channel, and keep coming back for more. Bye.